My name is Darrell Pacheco. I also go by DJ. I am the president and owner of Shenandoah Joe Coffee Roasters, located on Preston Avenue in Charlottesville. We have two cafes, Preston Avenue and Old Ivy Road. I've been in the Charlottesville area since 2021. Started working with that team around April, May of 2024, after I acquired Shenandoah Joe Coffee Roasters. And I started working with them to just understand how I can better position my business to be a supplier to the what I call the UVA ecosystem. And the team has been absolutely amazing to work with thus far. They helped me get an understanding of how procurement works at UVA broadly, as well as putting me in a place to take advantage of the state certifications, like the SWAM certification, and they helped me through that process by giving me some resources. And so I've been very grateful for the partnership I've had with them. Absolutely. I mean, step one is I met with the supplier diversity team. And step two really is they gave me a lay of the land of understanding what the certification's all about. So there's a fair amount of education on their part to me, to help me understand the importance of the certification, what it's all about, how it can be used, and why it's a benefit to the business. Step three, they align the resources to help me complete the application process. Which was kind of heavy, right? I had to engage my accountant. We had to send some tax documents, and so it's a very involved process. And they assisted me with finding the resources to submit the application and get it completed in a timely fashion. And then once I became SWAM certified, they helped me to understand how to best position my business for success. And so that has been that's been the extent of how I've engaged with the team to learn about the certification and ultimately obtain the certification. Serious note, I think ensuring that the business landscape in Charlottesville is competitive and vibrant, and that businesses understand the process in which they need to follow, or processes in which they need to follow in order to do business with the university. As you can imagine, UVA is a very complex ecosystem. You have individual schools that make their own choices. You have, huge. I mean, I'm in the food and beverage space, right? I'm coffee, right? So there's a lot that goes on with Aramark, and there's all these systems in place, and there are retail spaces available around grounds that so there's just a lot to understand, and it's a very complex ecosystem. So the easier that the university can make doing business with it for local businesses like mine, then I think the supplier diversity team for all businesses can make sure that we are educated and we are knowledgeable, and we can take action in order to be competitive to supply the university with various goods and services. And so in this era where there is a lot of focus and attention on diversity, period, I think the supplier diversity team can help all of us by making all of us competitive and all of the businesses competitive, and understanding how to do business with the university. I think that's going to be the way forward.
Here at CIC, I am one of the entrepreneurial impact managers. Um, and I pretty much lead the Charlottesville area entrepreneur workshop. We do it twice a year. Um, and what we do in the entrepreneur workshop is that we help those that want to venture out into entrepreneurship or already own a small business, or whether it's a small business idea, been in business for a couple of years, just help them with the basics and the foundations of business. Basic is probably like too much of a nice word because it takes a lot, and does require a lot of time and a lot of like homework that we give them. Um, Within the workshop, it's a 16-week program. We teach them things like break even, cash flow, a little bit of personal finance, but there's like the basic stuff that they need to make sure that their business is viable here in this area, or that is a good idea, something that can sustain them and their family and financials for financial resiliency, so to speak. And another program that I work in is mentoring, just pairing up those entrepreneurs that have like SMART goals or tasks they need like one-on-one assistance with or want some accountability with. I monitor that as well. And then just with some of the other organizations in the community like United Way, Fountain Fund, Just trying to think of other ones. PVCC's Network to work with them too for those that want to like venture into entrepreneurship and own a business. My connection with Ayani started when she was working with the city. So we do a lot with the Office of Economic Development, Minority Business Alliance as well. That's Chamber of Commerce. Just to help those that may need an extra hand, or exactly what it is like there are like people of color, minorities as well, women that don't have always the same resources as some other well-established businesses, and of course corporate America, we don't have access to that as well, but giving them more support. So with Ayani, when my connection with her is just like to making sure that if we have the same clients, like when she was with the city is now Keith Grooms, that whatever clients that they had that went through the Go Startup program, they could be handed off to us, not handed off, but they could apply to the entrepreneur workshop as well and get like more of a foundation of building blocks for their business. But now that she's with UVA, we reach out to her to come in as a discussion leader, her and Mark, to tell them how to get contracts or let them know that's another opportunity for them when they're well-established business and how to get contracts, the supplier, diversity, procurement area of that, and know that just regardless of what the business is, UVA is not what people think that it is. It's always opportunities for them to come in, like to be a vendor or to supply a service to those that are in the UVA community. So I think that's always good. 16-week program, the discussions, whatever the topic is, we just have to like, it's a lot of volunteers that we do. So Ayani and Mark, I always reach out to them, which I need to reach out to them now for this the spring and the fall of this year. And they would just volunteer their time really to come in and talk to the entrepreneurs. They would come in like about week 15, which is almost at the end of the workshop. So it's kind of like a good way, like everyone's been through this whole process. Right. Where do I see my business going? How can someone help me, grow? Or what is there a goal or something I have to look forward to? And just kind of like put a name with the opportunities for them